All right, last week I feel like this is appropriate because of Groundhog Day. Hey, did he see a shadow or what?
Yes.
Hey, what's his name? Can anybody pronounce his name?
All I know is I saw a meme on Facebook about
Okay,
his wife that
seriously,
lives in Florida and she's a serial liar, and it was the funniest thing I ever
Can
saw.
anybody pronounce the hedgehog's name?
Punxsutawney Phil.
Phil.
Say it louder now.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Okay, I say anybody who comes in today on Groundhog Day and says Punxsutawney Phil gets a 10% discount.
Today or tomorrow?
Today, only today.
Today, okay.
It's Groundhog Day.
So the rest of the day?
It's, today.
Not,
today only.
That special is not valid for machine purchases.
Not valid. No. Yeah, you're going to, I'd like to buy a Luminaire.
Punxsutawney.
I'm thinking if you can say it, Groundhog Day.
Can you say it?
Punxsutawney Phil. No, I can't. I can't say Morden. How am I supposed to say Punxsutawney Phil?
Morden?
Okay, you even got my granddaughter going, Gran, what's Morden? What's Morden?
What is Morden?
Yeah, we have no idea what you're saying.
Morden, like modern art.
Modern?
Yes! See, you guys know what I'm talking about.
I was listening to an interview with a Scotsman and I couldn't understand half of it. And now I'm thinking we're probably not nearly
I have Scottish in me. Maybe that explains it.
Yeah.
I was raised by a Scot and couldn't say Jack, so that's probably why I can't either. Okay, can we get... Okay,
that made my
Eddie,
day.
can we get any closer to this? I really need a close-up of this. This was done on the Luminaire, but I'm going to show you what I learned, and I believe you can conquer it here. No. Okay, but thank you, Ed. Do you see that micro stippling? Remember I was talking about what I'm going to do? How am I going to quilt this?
And see, that's my finger, so that gives you a scale on how small that stippling is.
The micro stippling
that's my index
is
finger.
Amazing.
I should be a hand model. Look at those nails.
I know.
My God.
I first did it in white, but then I wanted to bring it to the show, so I redid it. I restitched it in a light gray so we could actually see it up here. But do you also see what's happening? Why do I have this upside down?
Because it's not the camera above you, it's this one.
Oh, okay. Well, do you also see the outline of... Oh, Becky, over here. See the outline around the tree?
Yeah.
Okay. I figured out how to do that at the same time that I did this big stippling.
Ooh.
And I didn't know you could even do that.
Would you trace the tree to make the stippling around it?
I'm going to show you the tool that is now my favorite tool in Design Center, which I had never even used. This is what cracks me up about these machines. But do you see how good that stippling is?
Yeah, that looks really good.
And so I'm just playing and I'm putting it in wherever I want. I got to show Eddie, I'm going to do one of these. Hang on. No, you stay still. Let me move. No, you move. No.
You stay still, he'll move.
Okay. I'll stay still, people. I'm going to tell you what I wish I had done differently, too, is when I did this big stippling, I wish I hadn't done it a straight line. I wish I had done it more like this, so when I fill in the next one, you can't really tell where it begins and ends.
Oh, I got you, yeah.
You know, like on the outside here, I'm going to do, on the outside here, I'm going to do big stippling as I come down
so
the edge.
as you're changing hoops, where the stippling ends is what you're saying?
This is that blue line represents my finished size.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what, and I don't want stippling in my seam allowance. That's why I'm stopping there. But can you see how beautiful? Now, see how where I haven't done it and I had those puckers I didn't like?
Yeah.
Okay, those were here too.
But then you put the micro stipple in it when it disappeared?
Is that amazing?
Oh,
and it's so fun to do. And I know I had a long arm. It would take me forever to do this on my long arm. But with the Luminaire and the scanner and the projector, I'm in love. Love.
Whoa, true whoa.
Anyway, so you want to see how to do that line? I do.
Yes.
Go into Design Center. I'm going to show you this. Now, also, people, and Brent, maybe you can help me with this. I know you can use a mouse, which is what I would prefer to use.
Yep.
But you have to use a certain mouse.
A USB mouse.
I know, but it has to be like an old, not fancy USB mouse. Every time I plug in a USB mouse, my machine goes, and it freezes up, and I have to restart it. And I've tried like 3 different, but I've heard not all mice are created equal. So it's probably the mice I'm trying. So, anyway, just so you know.
Yeah, I'd have to look at it.
But I really would prefer to use a mouse rather than my finger or a stylus. But we're gonna use fingers or stylus.
Okay, we'll use
Okay.
fingers.
Are we in Design Center?
We're in Design Center.
See, it looks so different.
Put the camera down.
It looks so different to me. This is going back and forth is a hard thing. I want you to go to line properties.
Oh, is that good?
We definitely need luminaire for these shows.
Okay, we'll line properties.
Line properties.
Which is this here.
Up there. Okay. Now look across the top of the line properties. Do any of you know what those are for?
If you had attended my
Okay, tell us what they're
my
for.
Design Center class,
Tell
you
us what
would
they're
learn
for,
this.
Brent. What are those four top ones for?
So the first one is just kind of a free draw.
A free draw.
The second one here, that's going to be it's free draw, but it's going to connect the endpoints.
It's a closed shape.
So you always get a
It
closed shape.
automatically closes the shape
Yes.
for you. Duh!
This is just going to be a line, and that's a line with multiple points.
Okay. Choose line with multiple points. And just for kicks, single stitch, which really is double stitch.
Okay.
Give us a color we can see. This is my new favorite thing. Oh, we probably should have scanned this in.
Well, we'll just do this real quick so people
Okay.
can see it.
All right.
So then you're just going to go, oops. There you go.
Nope. See? Unclear. I'm going to show you the beauty. Nope. Just clear off, please. I'm going to show you the beauty of it. Get out of the way.
All right.
This is the beauty of it. So that's why I should have scanned in first. Picture I have a mountain peak here that I want to draw. I've chosen my point guy. I can start here. Well, I guess my stylus isn't happy.
No, it's there.
Here it's there. Okay, watch. And it's a curvy mountain. I am selecting points going around my object. I can get as close as far as I... Notice it's also wants to connect, like the closed shape.
Yep.
But the reason I like this better than the closed shape, now he's connected. Watch what happens when I put a fill in. Oh, this screen is different. There we go, thank you. Okay, bucket, fill. I didn't have to hold my pencil down. Watch, if I go back here, oh, it's a different button now. If I go back here and I choose my closed shape one,
Mm-hmm.
watch what happens.
That's the one
Ready?
you have to hold, yeah.
Ready? That's when you have to hold down. The other one is like building a dot to dot. So you blow this up and you put your dots all along your mountain, you're just doing dot, 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 dot. Guess what? If you mess up one dot, guess what you do?
Undo.
Back up one dot. Not start all over again.
Oh my goodness.
It's
How
a
did we
deal
not
breaker.
know this?
Did you know it, Danny?
No, I'm
I
asking.
know, because I didn't know this either. Now watch why I prefer that over this. Now I'm going around a mountain with my closed shape.
Close shape, yeah.
Watch what happens.
So,
Make
yeah.
a liar out of me.
No, because once you pick
Oh.
up, and then once you,
I'm gonna make it look a little different.
It's like that fabric you cut before.
Okay, so that actually worked out good.
That's what she said.
Usually what happens to me, and notice I'm using this little stylus.
Yeah.
Usually what happens to me is I start drawing and it breaks.
yeah.
Yeah.
The line, this screen is amazing, people. If you're interested in this, look at it. It's sailing.
The different technologies in the screen between a Dream Machine and a Luminaire.
I cannot get on the Luminaire.
Yeah,
I can't get it
Luminaire-
smooth as that.
The
But
Luminaire
now,
screen is,
if I'm happy with this one, when I go back, it all goes away. When I'm on the dot, I call it the dot to dot one, you know, and I can trace. You can go anywhere you want, in, out, up, down. Let's say, I made a mistake on that last one. See how it's taking just points away? Not the whole thing, so I can go back here and fix it.
That's amazing.
I can
that's
just
actually nice.
Fix it.
I like it.
I don't have to start all
I've
over.
never used that before, like that.
Me either! And it's a game changer for me. Have any of you all used it? Crickets. Well, I love it, and if you have a mouse and you're tracing, that's how I did my mountains. But now here's the other thing I discovered that I didn't know. You ready for this?
Sure.
Do you want to scan this in? What time is it?
We got like 10 minutes.
Okay, we're good. We'll clear everything out of here.
Yeah.
All right? Okay, now let's pretend I want to I'm gonna put this on the machine just so I can have it just show.
We can scan it in real quick.
Well, I don't know if it's where we wanna scan anyway, but, okay, let's go ahead and scan it real quick.
Okay. So
And I'll show you how I did in one step the big fill in the sky and got my stitching for my mountains in one step. I just love this stuff. I'm having so much fun learning this stuff. And unless you have a reason to scratch your head and figure stuff out, you don't. I'm gonna screw up your scan. It's all right, because I'm not actually gonna stitch on this. But I'm having so much fun. It took what I thought was a bad stitch out, and it is becoming something I'm very proud of.
It looks good. It really does. Okay.
Okay. The Luminaire also scans much faster than the Brother.
It does.
Green?
And it actually does fewer. It takes fewer
But-
passes too because it's got a wider angle camera.
Yep, that's probably why it's faster, right? Fewer passes.
Yeah, but it also processes faster.
Okay, so now you can see on the screen, we have our scan, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna just take it up a notch so we can see better. Nope, that's down. We had it up.
Oh, you want?
Oh, that's backwards of the Luminaire.
So you want?
Okay, I want it a little darker, I do.
You want the picture darker?
Yeah. Luminaire, you go the other way. All right, let's say what I want to do is I want to create a fill around here, like I did,
Yeah.
but I wanted to stitch the bottom line to frame my mountains,
Yeah.
and I don't want it to stitch around my stippling.
Yeah.
I want that to be free flow. How would you do that?
I would just trace around the mountains and do one half on Stipple and the bottom half on something else.
Okay, that's how I was thinking until I went, whoop! Now, we're in line properties.
Yeah.
I got my zigzagger, which remember how much I love him,
Yeah.
and I got my stitch turned on.
Mhm.
All right, so I'm going to say, okay. The first thing I want to do, I'm going to actually blow him up a little bit so we can see where's the hand on this
In
one.
the hand, you have to just drag this guy here around.
Okay, thank you.
Where do you
All
want it?
right, so now right there, it's good.
Okay.
I'm going to actually come down because I don't have to be. When I'm doing it at home, I'm blown up.
Yeah.
I'm seeing what's going on. We're just going to do a section here. So I've got my zigzag stitcher, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I'm going to start here, 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 here. I would do a better job at this at home. Now, I don't want it to stitch anymore, right?
Yeah.
In the middle of making my line, I go back to properties
Yeah.
and say, stop stitching. Continue. Oh, it started a new one. I didn't want it to.
Oh.
Why? Brother, the Luminaire doesn't start a new one. Okay.
What do you mean it starts a new one?
Hang on, I'll try this again. I don't like that. Oh, I deleted my scan. Well, you just have to bear with me. Okay. Lines are turned on, right?
Yep. So you
So I was going, around my
yeah, you did a
mountain.
section of it. Yeah.
Lines are turned on, correct?
Yeah.
Now I want to continue this, but I don't want any more stitching,
Yeah.
right? After
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. You just want to put down a border, kind of like a boundary, is what you're trying to put.
I
on.
want to continue,
Yeah.
without it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to turn off my stitches.
Yeah.
And I come back in, I'm going to start right where I left off. Oops, this way. Let me see how, okay, so I'm going to come in here.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to connect these two and I'm not stitching. This is a non-stitch line. Watch.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're doing.
Where's the... I don't do well switching machines here.
It's kind of fun watching you fight with it.
It's so different.
Adds to the entertainment value.
Well, but the idea is the same between the two machines, just small different, but, okay, stop. Now I've got a shape, and the
Yeah.
only thing that's gonna, I'm gonna fill that shape.
Yeah.
But the only thing that's gonna fill,
Stitch is the first one.
right, so let's put some stippling in there. Now, if I have an open joint, we're
It's
gonna
gonna-
find
yeah,
out right
Right now,
now.
this is, and I bet you do.
Whoops, paint bucket would be
I
better.
see another. Oh.
Nicely
Nice.
done,
Yes.
Becky. Now, what I have, if you go,
You refer to yourself as the third person.
I know. I'm gonna go all the way to, and
Yeah.
I went all the way to prove it. See that?
So you've got the stitch line, yeah, okay. Now,
Now, did you know this too? One other tip.
I was just gonna say, if you didn't do this as a no-sew, as just a different color, you could change that to a no-sew color as long as it's different than the first color.
This is true. But I was just pleased with myself because other people online were actually doing it as two separate steps.
Yeah,
They
and I
were
can-
creating the
yeah.
mountain, then they were recreating
The
the whole
boundary around
shape
it,
to
yep.
get the boundary. And
Yep.
I'm like, oh, you don't have to.
I see what you're
I
saying,
didn't
yes.
know.
And I don't know how many people forget this little bugger. Oh, great, it's not on this machine.
Well, what are we looking for?
The,
The what?
here we go, right here. No, it doesn't do it on this
What are you
machine.
looking for?
The, watching the stitch outs on your machine.
Oh, yeah, no, this doesn't do that.
Another reason I love the Luminaire. Before I go into embroidery, if I go into embroidery and I hit this button, this is what I see.
Yeah.
Okay, whoop-de-doo I say. But if I'm not in embroidery and I hit that button on the Luminaire, you get the ability to watch the whole thing stitch out on your screen. In case you have forgotten that, that is something I use a lot. So you can actually watch, if you're unsure what's going to stitch when or the order of anything, you can just hit that button and you can watch the whole thing stitch out on your screen.
And you can also do the projector, put it on the,
And that's obviously, after I did this, I then hit the projector and made sure I liked exactly where my stippling was.
Yep.
And if I needed to fine tune it, I just, right when you're in the projector,
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
just
move
hit
stuff,
those buttons and fine tune it, and I did.
cool. So
they-
that's actually cool. I learned something today.
See?
I like it.
Nice.
When you have to start using things, you got, there's gotta be a better way. I'm not doing the, because I was afraid, I was afraid my mountains wouldn't be right.
Yeah.
They're perfect.
It looks good. It's going awesome.
And it's the zigzag. I call it point to point.
Yeah.
Point to point. Lift up in between your points. It's not
Yeah.
a drag. It's
Yeah.
it's a dot to dot. So
And
you
that-
can make
and
them as close to one another, like to get
Yeah.
it rounder.
Yeah.
I blew it up and went dot 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 dot. Rather have a mouse that I can
Yeah.
go click click click.
And honestly, if you're just going, if you're just making perimeters to put stippling in, you don't have to be super tight to the curve. But yeah, that's nice.
No,
I like
but
it.
I tried to. That was my goal.
Of course you did.
So anyway,
So that's that.
thank you for joining us for another episode of Shenanigans with Becky and Brent. Professional as always. But and noon, are we sticking with noon? Because we talked about changing it to 4. We good with noon?
I'm good with noon.
Noon. So next
I like
week,
noon.
next week at noon. So for your lunch break, you can hang out with us for an
That's
hour.
right. That's
But
right.
Sorry. I
thanks
definitely.
Little
for watching.
early.
Remember,
Premature button ejaculation by Danny.
so on,
Not ejaculation,
So on.
depression.
so on, and be excellent to each other.